want to indicate, though, that today's testimony comes after the head of Instagram testified last week. Adam Mosseri said he does not think users can be clinically addicted to the app. The company's lawyers also argued the plaintiff's difficulties, and you just heard Veronica telling us about that young woman's problems in her life, in her young life. And Meta's saying that, look, it was a result of a difficult childhood rather than Instagram. Also worth noting here, Meta and YouTube are the only companies on trial. TikTok and Snap settled the lawsuit before the case even reached a jury. Details of the settlements were not disclosed. Domenic Romano is an entertainment and business attorney. He is also the managing partner at Romano Law, and he joins us now. I want to thank you for being with us. I mean, look, a lot of attention being paid to this trial. What do you think that you've heard so far in terms of what it means? Again, understanding that we're just at the beginning of this testimony.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's still early, but it's not looking good for Meta or Zuckerberg. It's going to all come down to what they knew, what the executive knew, when they knew it, and what they did about it.
What do you think of the comparisons here that people have been making to what the kind of defense that tobacco companies would have put up decades ago?
That's exactly the comparison I was thinking about earlier today. And again, what does the internal research show? Does it show that children, and it does apparently, according to some sources, that there's a substantial number of children under 13 on the platform as far back as over 10 years ago? The company knew this. What did they do about that?
Now, for parents,
Just as the tobacco company knew, we know now that they knew about
go
the
ahead.
cancer risk.
Right, exactly.
But then the parallel is,
go ahead.
no, you're right. It's that they knew about the cancer. The tobacco company analogy is that they knew about the cancer risk for decades before they did anything about it, when they were forced to by the government to put warnings on cigarette packages, et cetera.
Yeah, and I ask you because parents and users from this trial really want to know how this evidence, the outcome of this trial, how it could possibly change social media, the way it's programmed, marketed, and used in the future.
Yes, exactly. It's about the algorithms and whether they are harmful and whether they are ensnaring children in their ability to encourage addiction, frankly. There's an unprecedented number of hours that youth, teenagers and children are now spending on the screen, and it's been going up every year if you look at the statistics. And are the social media platforms, in the algorithms that they're designing and propagating using, in the auto scroll features that they have, in the suggested content that they're pushing forward, are they encouraging that type of addiction, that digital addiction amongst young people in particular? That's the question.
And of course, Meta and other social media companies say that they absolutely are not. But I am wondering, because we see so little progress in the United States on any kind of regulation, you know, how could this affect the tech that the next generation contends with? Because Meta, if you look at it now, they're in fact spending tens of millions of dollars to influence state elections in this country in the fall. They're trying to convince politicians that things like AI regulation are a bad idea, not necessary. Do you think that what happens in this trial could possibly have an effect here legally in terms of setting the precedent? Because it doesn't seem like, you know, politicians are really going to be regulating any of this anytime soon.
No, it doesn't. But on the other hand, if you look at public opinion, the majority of people are concerned in this country. And our governments haven't taken the steps that some European governments have in Scandinavia of reducing the times that young people are allowed to spend on screens, even in school situations. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of an impact that the verdict in this trial will have on public policy.
Yeah, as I said, very closely watched. We will continue to watch it. I want to thank you for your insights, Domenic Romano, for us. Thanks so much.
It's a pleasure.